Okay, so my idea for my final paper changed a little bit. I had originally wanted to talk about originality within the educational field, but I found that that would be a little bit trickier based off of finding resources because it's opinion based and it's more so students who may feel that the education they're getting isn't original. So I changed it to social media being original anymore because this is something I also find a lot of interest in. So my overall opinion on if social media is really original is kind of like no. And I use the idea of the use of the apps and how people are using them, the apps in general, and the content that is shared on the apps. So my first argument is the overall use of apps, and I found this source that talks about how Facebook used to be an app where people would go to share things about their life, and how millennials aren't doing that anymore. So this app kind of just goes into how millennials don't share their thoughts, and they're targeted towards apps like Instagram and Snapchat where they can private their accounts so employers can't see, their parents can't see, people like that. Nobody can really get a look into their personal lives, and overall people have just stopped sharing about their personal lives on apps like Facebook, even other apps like Instagram, but Facebook is a big one. Then I talk about my second argument, which is going to be the apps in general. So I found this source, which talks about like overall branding of apps and how apps have ultimately started to look the same, which this source states that this could possibly be a good thing because it's more what people are drawn to. But I think that with the apps, we've seen a lot of apps that have ultimately had the same end goal. So like TikTok, Triller, which those had started off as Vine, that went to Musical.ly, then we saw TikTok, and now we're at this new stage of Triller. And that goes into my next article, which talks about the TikTok ban, which I'm sure many people have heard about. TikTok was supposed to get banned. Who knows if it still is going to be, but this article directly states that there is 5 alternatives to TikTok. So this shows Triller, and then we see how Instagram has come out with a video based thing that is kind of like TikTok, these short videos, which are called Reels. Then there is Byte, which is almost like Vine. Dub Smash, that's an older app, but that also is like lip singing, which is kind of the purpose of TikTok, or started off as the purpose of TikTok. So this argument kind of just goes into if apps that are coming out are original, and the content and the layouts of apps, and if they are original or if they are kind of taking from more popular apps and changing their format to gain more attention. Then my third argument is the content on the actual apps. So there's users that claim they are being copied without credit. We see this a lot again on TikTok. There are younger and less popular users that create dances or create these ideas on TikTok that then get used by more famous creators, and the famous creators don't give credit. So this article talks directly about a TikTok dance that a young girl made, and a bunch of large creators have used it, and they did not give credit. So in here we see videos which I can play, or I can directly talk about within my final paper, and I can give more specific details on. And then this also talks about giving the teen girls that have created dances. This one goes into a specific dance that created a dance that also got no credit. Then I also think talking about music on social media and how music gets brought into these apps and then can get taken down for copyright. So then I went to the library and I found an article with an abstract that kind of directed copyright in social media, which I found will be really beneficial to talk about the music aspect on social media. And then I just kind of added an outline of how I want my paper to to flow. So my thesis is going to be, if we look at the most popular forms of social media today, then we are not looking at very original apps. The use of social media has diversified and taken away from the original meaning. So I go into a breakdown of the paragraphs that I want to include, and then I want to talk about a rebuttal and show the opposite side and how people may not care about the originality of social media anymore because some people don't take social media very seriously. So then I want to talk about, in a final paragraph and then within my conclusion, about how we can make changes based on originality and copyright and how we can give credit to users just so things can stay original and things can be credited in the appropriate way.